Normally, whenever I do these videos, I'll do them like I don't know, how can I say it? I'll do it like because they give you different options. So they give you the option to do your video uh from the side, like so you can do it the horizontal shot, which is the side shot, which is what I normally do 99% of the time. But today I'm just gonna try something different. And I'm just gonna do it straight up. That way, if you're watching it from your phone, because I know about 90 or more percent of people who watch YouTube actually watch it on their mobile phone, same as me. And so I want my content to be mobile friendly, so you don't have to always turn the lens. So if you like it this way, let me know in the comments by just putting a number one, right? And if you don't like it, put a number two. So if you like the straight up and down view, put a number one. If you don't like the straight up and down view, put a number two. I just need some feedback to know what you guys like the most, and I'll stick with that. So let's see. I was watching your videos from Toronto. Hey, somebody on from Toronto. Look, I got to say this. Canadian Adventure, you're probably, I, I I just want to come out and say it. You're probably the first person to ever watch me from Canada. So I did have someone reach out to me from Wakanda. That's what they put. So they're probably on the other side of the world. But they reached out from Wakanda and they were like, "Hey, I want to get the course. Can I do it here?" And then we had some back and forth about, hey, as long as there's a market there, meaning as long as there are businesses who need customers, and let's be honest, every business needs a customer. And so if you're a business who needs a customer or you know someone, then you're in business. And because all you have to do is get them customers. So let me know how you guys feel about the horizontal look as opposed to the vertical look. So we're going to go vertical today. Normally my videos are horizontal, but let me know in the comments if you like this version better. If not, we'll go back to the other. Somebody said I'm African, so Wakanda forever. Absolutely. And so let's dive into it, guys. If you have a question or comment, drop it. If you're ready to get some fire content, smash the thumbs up, and we're going to dive right into it. We got Wakanda in the building, so that's a privilege. We better make sure we bring some fire content today. And I'm on live, so I get to drink my water without having to cut and edit. So I like the lives. The reason I love the lives is because I get to interact with you. So whenever I do the recorded ones, I don't always get to interact. But when I do the live videos like this, I get to talk to you. And that's my favorite part because you probably won't believe this. I sucked in school. I was a very bad student, terrible. And so here I am today. The irony is that I'm teaching people what I learned how to do. So I just want to give you a little background on me, all right, and how I got into this. And this is probably not going to blow your mind because it wasn't really hard, but I got to say I'm blessed. But again, if you have a question or comment, drop it now so I can see it. I'll try to get to all of them just to answer your questions. Please do it now because when we do the live trainings, like the live teachings where I break it down on Thursday nights on the Zoom, I rarely get to answer questions because there's so many questions that I'm trying to cover so much to teach you how to start your business. So if you're excited about this, if you're blessed to see another day, I know you are, then hit the thumbs up. Let's get into it. Somebody said I'm starting middleman business for home service, plumbing, electrician, HVAC, clean landscape. What are your thoughts? All right. So wait a second. All right. So let's see. Canadian Adventure. It says you're going to start you got a lot of services there. All right, cool. So let me ask you this: Have you been in the middleman course yet? Okay, specifically about the percentage. Have you taken the middleman course? Let me know in the comments real quick while I go ahead and get started. And let's see, but I just want to make sure I remember: home services, plumbing, electrician, HVAC, cleaning, landscaping. What are your thoughts? My thoughts. So you could do all of these. But my recommendation, because I do 3. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself really, really quickly so we can get to it. All right, he said not yet. All right, so here you go. So in 2017, I was homeless. This is my timeline, no joke. So in 2017, it wasn't a good year for me, and it just wasn't a good year. And my wife's probably gonna come in and ask for her hat. Sorry, I like the pink, guys. I got to get myself a hat. This is my wife's hat. She's probably gonna come in. I got some good feedback on the hat. She's probably gonna come in and get it because she just throws her hat on. But I can't find my hat, and I'm working out of my home office, so this is how it happens. Somebody else commented. Let's see, not yet. Do I need money for marketing? Oh, that's a great question, Kurt. We're gonna get into that really quickly. And I don't. You guys are probably all in different time zones. I'm here in Dallas, so just give you a heads up. I got a meeting that'll be coming up, so we're gonna try to go through this really fast. If you're ready to learn about this, if because like I put in the thumbnail, everybody can't be rich, and that's okay because everybody's goal is not to be rich. But I just want you to know that if you want to be rich, whatever rich is to you, it doesn't have to be $1 million a year. If you make $120,000 a year or more, your life changes. Trust me, it changes. And then when you get up to 150, 160, you can live the life you want to live. So you don't always have to be a millionaire when you think about riches, right? So really quickly, in 2017, I was homeless and broke. True story. My wife's downstairs. If she comes up, she'll tell you. And I had just met her. Somebody said, "Where's your accent from?" So I live here in Dallas right now, but originally, and this is gonna shock you, I'm originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and which is not far from New Orleans. So most people are like, "But you don't have the New Orleans." Everybody doesn't say "baby" the same way, okay? All right. So, but I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, baby, and I live here, right? So, but I live here in Dallas. I've been here since 2020, and I'm gonna walk you through that really quickly. And I want you guys to see it, so I'll probably stretch it out just a little. So in 2017, I was homeless, trying to get people online talking about Google ads. Do I need money for marketing? Let's see. That's why I won't buy the course yet. Okay. Uh, let's see. Do I need money for marketing? So what? All right. So are you saying you need money? You need money for marketing, so you got to choose between buying the course and paying for marketing? Is that what you're asking? I'm not sure. A couple things, Kurt. Number one, the course is not very expensive, so it's not going to take away from anything like that. I made it that way. I know the courses out there are. I've seen $5,000 courses, 10, 15. To me, that blows my mind, but I guess some people want to pay it. Uh, I know that most people, want to be successful and want to make money, right? And don't always have a lot to invest. So that's why I keep the course cost down, but I give you all the value I can. Let's see. I don't want to buy the course and have to spend money on marketing to actually make money. I'm glad you said that, Kurt, because that brings me to a couple of things. Uh, Number one, anything that you invest in, there's going to be an additional cost, whether it's time, whether it's energy, whether it's money. So never, ever feel like you can't do something because of something that comes after that. If you do that, the after that will always prevent you from doing the something. And so you must always focus on the return on your investment. Never focus on the what goes out, focus on the what comes in. So for instance, if you get an opportunity and it costs you $1,000, but it has the opportunity to make you 1,000 or even more, then focus on the what comes back to you. Because if you focus on the what goes out, you're going to have a hard time being successful because your mindset is lack. Your mindset is what would it take from me? And your mindset in business and investing should always be what do I get back? All right, makes sense. So I hope that makes sense to you, Kurt. I've dealt with that too, but you should always be thinking about the return on your investment. Not so much the I can't do this because it's that. And it could be that you're money strapped, right? So you only have enough to do that. And if you got to spend money on marketing, that's gonna put you in a bad spot. Gotcha. Then if it's that, if it's the I can buy the course, but I can't do marketing, right? Or if it's uh, you know, the marketing is probably going to put me in a tough spot. Here's what I want you to know about marketing. Marketing doesn't necessarily, and everybody who's on here should hear this. Marketing doesn't necessarily cost a lot of money to begin with. Marketing is supposed to work this way. You invest a little into marketing, it creates revenue, then you reinvest the revenue into additional marketing. So when you hear about marketing budgets, That's coming from corporate companies who have all this money thrown at them, and they can take money allocated to different areas. But for you and I, most small business people, we don't always have that budget. So when you go into a business like a middleman business, say for instance, like somebody was saying, hey, I'm going to get into this one, that one. I always tell you, start with one first, learn that one, and then gradually move into it. I have two right now. So I'm middleman for moving services, and I'm middleman for home cleaning services. And then our third one that we're going into is going to be for website design. Now, I don't do any of those things myself, and you don't have to, right? We don't have to know anything about those things. We just have to know that there are businesses and companies out there who need customers so that they can do the thing. We just provide the customer. They do the work. We don't want to do the work. That's hard work. We don't want to do hard work. So if you're somebody say, I don't want to stretch myself thin, I might start off with plumbing, electrician, and HVAC. If I were you, real quick, Canadian Adventure, I would figure out, and it's so much to cover. That's why actually about the masterclass is 6 hours, but it's got all the information. If I were you starting out and I wanted to get into different industries, first of all, I would choose one, right? And so because now you're going to be all over the place, so you're doing multiple, and that's not going to be the most important thing, the industry you choose. The most important thing is going to be I'm sorry, the most important thing is not going to be doing multiple industry. The most important thing is going to be learning how to do the thing. So for instance, right? So I tell you, hey, learn how to do the thing. And by the way, Kurt, really quickly, when it comes to marketing, you can get into, like, you can take the masterclass, learn all the information, right? And the masterclass does also a lot, but it's got a lot of information for 6 hours. And the bonus is you get one-on-one coaching with me, and I can only do that for so long. The reason being is because when we start adding too many students, I'm not going to have the time to be able to do that. But right now, I try to help as many as I can. And so, Kurt, if you start a business, you're going to have to market. So go ahead and anticipate marketing. Now, every piece of marketing does not cost money. When I started my business, I didn't have any money to market, right? And I didn't have anybody to teach me. So I was winging all of this. And so what I would advise you to do is when you learn how to do the business, choose your industry and get off into it, then you're going to have to market the business, or the customer's not going to know who you are. Marketing is the single most important part of any business. Reason being is because you can have great customer service, but nobody knows you exist. Or you can have average customer service, but do a great job of marketing, and everybody still calls you. So there are platforms that you can use that does not cost a lot. And that's a benefit to you also. There are also platforms like social media that doesn't cost you anything. So in the masterclass, I'll teach you how to create an ad, put the ad on social media for free, right? It doesn't cost you anything. And you get other people to help you to spread the word about your business. Worst case scenario, Kurt, you get out there and let's say you do HVAC, like somebody commented here. You get out here, you got HVAC, and you're like, all right, I need to bring customers. Don't really have a budget, but I need to get somebody in. Okay, perfect. All right, then what can we do for free that can reach the most people? Bam, that's where we are. First thing we're gonna do, use our phones, right? So they use us, let's use them. So we're gonna use our phones, jump on social media and say, hey, guys, if anybody need a quote for HVAC in this area, DM me right now for a great quote. Bam. Didn't cost you anything, took 2 minutes, and then somebody eventually is going to say, dang, I do need such and such, right? You can also grab like a picture from Google, put your ad on it, right over it, like you do on Instagram stories and whatnot. Send that to your post. Now it's on Facebook. People are already scrolling Facebook. They already see your timeline, and then they see an advertisement on your timeline. And so they go, yeah, I do need to get a quote for HVAC, or I got something coming up. And bam, they jump on it, DM you, and now you got a customer, right? And then you just go through the process. Didn't cost you anything. So to answer your question, there is some money in marketing eventually, and as you grow, you're going to have to do that. But if you want to start off at zero with really no money for marketing, then you got to get really creative and use free platforms. Now, when those platforms bring money into you, then you reinvest the money into some paid campaigns as you go. But whenever I first started out, I had no money to pay for marketing. And so I had to be very, very creative So I would tell people, I would post things. Whenever I was out and about, I would let somebody know to let somebody know, hey, listen, I'm taking quotes for moving. Are you moving? No, I'm not moving. Do you know anybody who's going to be moving? And just word them out. And you can do that through social media. You can do that through your family and friends, your phone contacts. All of those things work. So don't ever let yourself be successful, or the potential of being successful be stopped because of lack of money. Never let that happen. You always have to be creative. It doesn't always take a bunch of money to be successful. It just takes some discipline and some consistency. Sometimes you just got to push through. Everything ain't going to be there. But what I can promise you is as you go and push through, all the resources that you need, they will be there, right? But most people get paralyzed looking at the things they don't have. Don't let that happen to you. Focus on what you do have, how you can utilize that to get the results you do want, and then go. That's it. You just got to go. So I'm just telling you straight up, Kurt, if you're going to think that advertising is going to be a problem, you're not going to do anything because you're always going to focus on the problem. I need you to be solution based. All right. I don't have the money. Got you. Then let me show you and get very creative. What do you have? Okay. I got this. Let's work with this. You got your phone? Let's post. Let's tell somebody how many friends you got. Tweet them all. Text them all. Let everybody know, hey guys, I'm giving quotes for HVAC. And this is just an example. I'm giving quotes for HVAC. If you need a quote, let me know. If you know somebody that needs a quote, let me know. And then you can also incentivize it and say, if I book from your quote, so you can reach out to your friends. So I'll show you real quick. And this is just off the top of my head. I'll show you real quick what you can do, Kurt. You can go, this is you're Kurt, right? Kurt can go right here and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kurt's got 10 friends, right? Quick marketing campaign with no money. Should do a video about this. But Kurt, you can go right there, contact 10 of your friends. And then you can say, hey guys, if anybody needs a quote, and I'm just using HVAC as an example, Kurt. I don't know which industry you want to get in. I help you with that in the course. I help you to pick the industries. I have my favorites, but it's up to you. So you say, hey, if anybody needs a quote, guys, send them here. Or if you know anybody, right? So, or if you know anybody. So if you don't need one, who do you know? And if you do, and I'm able to book that job, or we'll just put match, I'll pay you a small percentage for sending me the referral. See what I just did? I just taught you a masterclass on how to advertise with no money. Well, where's the money going to come from for me to pay them for the referral? Because that's probably what you're thinking. They're going to pay for that. When they send you a customer and the customer deposits with your account, the customer is going to give you the money to give back to them. Is that cool? So there you go. Again, man, my advice to you before I move on, because I feel like I have to help you, and I do because I've been in that situation, is remember, you're going to have to spend money on marketing at some point. You can start off for free just by utilizing platforms that are available, or just use word of mouth. But once you get your business going, you're not going to have to worry about marketing because I teach you how to do this over and over. So how to have other people working for you, how to have customers work for you. So from now on, the customers will be finding other customers for you. Reason being is because you can incentivize it for them to refer people to you. So there you go. So my advice to you, man, jump into masterclass, learn how to do all this, learn how to build your own training. It is 6 hours, but I got so much good content. This ain't nothing compared to what I teach in the course. And then if you're one of the ones that do it quickly, I'll be able to give you some one-on-one. But in the future, I can't promise it. That's why I have to say it that way. It just depends on how many people are there and how many people I can spend time with. But I do spend time with my students because I want to see them be successful. I walk them all the way through it. But to answer your question, you don't have to spend marketing money up front. You can get very creative. And when the customers start paying you, then you use a portion of that money, a percentage of it, to put into paid marketing as you grow, right? So that's my advice to you. That's my advice to anybody. Quick question on here says, do I have to post service fees hourly on my post? Let's see, Canadian Adventure. I don't want to stretch myself thin. I might start with plumbing, electrician, and HVs. If they all work together in a house, you could probably do it. My thing is I would focus on the so I would do some research in the area and find out what businesses are booming. And that's one way I would break it down, and then I would focus on where can I get the best ISPs, the best service professionals or contractors, and then as I start bringing them, because they're going to tell you which lane to go in. Because you could choose a lane, but if you can't find good contractors, it's probably not going to be a win for you. But if you can find great contractors, then I'm following the contractors. I'm following the money, right? So if it's plumbing, I'm rolling with plumbing. If it's electrician, hey, I don't care. I'm rolling wherever the workers are. Make sense? Because I want to make money, but I can't make it without the workers, right? So do I have to post service fees hourly on my post? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Are you talking about like give the customer a quote? No, 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 no. I would never ever post my prices or the contractor prices. The reason I would never post that, if that's what you're asking, I would never post it on any advertising. I would never post it on a website. I would never post it anywhere. The reason being is because if a customer gets your information and they know your prices, they don't have to call you. If the customer knows what your rates are, they don't have to text you. They don't have to call you. They don't have to email you. Remember, they can book with you through an email. They can book with you through a phone call, or they can simply text you and schedule with you. But if they already know the prices, then they won't ever contact you. They'll just make a buying decision whether or not they want to buy or not, right there based on what they see. And you'll never know they were even interested. So I always say, you want to get the customer to reach out to you, whether it's phone call, text, or email, that's fine. You choose whichever you want, but you want the customers to reach out to you so that you can book the customer and get the customer's information. But you don't want the customers focused on your price, because you'll have a hard time closing, because the customer's only going to want to talk about price. They're not going to want to talk about value. They're not going to want to talk about getting things done. They're only going to want to do math and talk about pricing. So never publicly list your prices, because the problem with that is the customer can see it and then never reach out to you, because they can decide whether they want to buy from you or not based on what they see, and they never contact you, and you never know you potentially had a customer. Does that make sense? So you always want the customer to contact you, and then you talk about price. So I hope that answer. I'm not sure if that was the right question, but I hope it is. Let's see. For example, HV technicians charge hourly. Again, and this probably came after I answered it, but again, you never want the customers to find out your prices without reaching out to you, right? So, example. All right. So let's say you need a haircut, right? So you say, hey, I need to get a haircut, and right, you jump online. And then you start seeing prices, 45, 55. And then you're like, nah, I don't want to pay that much for a haircut. But you see the prices online, so you never reach out to them. And they never know you were there, right? And so because you saw the prices, you decided whether or not it was a yes or no, and you were going on about your day. And that business, that barber, which would in this case would be you, they never got to talk to you. They never got to tell you how good they were, how wonderful their spot is, how many referrals they get, how many 5 stars they get. They never got to talk to you about anything. They don't even know you existed, because you were able to say yes or no and never contact them. We never want that. That's why it drives me crazy when I see information like prices on flyers, business cards, website. What are you doing? Your customers are literally looking at your site saying, nope, too high, gone. And you're like, nobody's reaching out. Oh, they're reaching out. They just don't have to talk to you, because you're giving all the information away up front. They don't need to have a conversation with you. We need them to talk to us, right? So you don't want to do that, Canadian Adventure. You don't want to put that information out there. You always want them to reach out to you. And then you're going to come across the barber site that's going to say, hey, we have some specials, great service. click to call or chat, and then you're going to call, and then that person's probably going to book you because they're going to be able to talk to you and build rapport with you. But I can't do any of that if you just see my prices and you're gone. No, that's too high. I'll look around. Never want that, right? So if you have any other questions, guys, drop them. So I hope I answered as much as I can, and I hope this example made sense because I teach you how to do this, how to create an incentivized referral system where the customers can reach out to you. So listen, everybody, well, the customers can work for you. I know you guys don't hear that a lot, but you can hire your customers. You work for companies and you don't even know it. Did I say that too fast? All right, I'll slow it down. You work for companies, guys, and you don't even know it. You're employed by these companies. They don't pay you, but they've hired you. You do it all the time, right? When was the last time somebody asked you for some type of referral? Hey, what's a good place I could get some good seafood? What's a good place I could get some good blah, blah, blah? You know, what's a good place to hang out and get some drinks? And then you say, fill in the blank, right? Well, you are essentially working for that brand. That's a referral. Now that person goes to that restaurant. You might say, hey, look, Texas Roadhouse is a good restaurant. I got some great steak. But you don't work for Texas Roadhouse, or do you? Hear what I'm saying? So you refer them. They go spend $300 on a meal for the family, and you caused that, right? Because of you, your referral, they were able to spend money, get food, and Texas Roadhouse was able to make money. So a referral is essentially you working for the brand. I don't know if you ever thought about it that way, but I do, right? So your customers are going to work for you. When your contractors, your ISP service professionals go out there and nail it, do a great job, guess what? These customers are going to tell somebody else about you. And they're going to reach out to you, schedule, and money just keep printing itself. That's why I love this business. Somebody said very informative. As you know, most companies are property management looking for monthly or annual contracts for HV, plumbing, electricity. Is it a good idea? If they need customers, because all you're going to do is this, and I don't know if Kurt's still on, but I hope he got that information I was trying to share with him. All you're doing in this is you're only doing three things. So here's the formula that Uber and all these big companies use, right? It's nothing special. They simply, I call it the CMB, right? They find a customer, they find a business to do the work, they're the middleman, and they match the two. Every time the customer matches to the business, the middleman gets paid. All I'm doing is teaching you how to be the middleman so that you get paid. Now, I don't want you doing any of the work because I don't want to do any of the work, right? My weekends are for family, and I don't work on Fridays. That's for me. I'll put in some work Monday through Thursday, but it does not require a lot of work because I'm simply just posting stuff. That's it, right? By the way, I'm on Facebook, Middleman CEO. By the way, I'm a Middleman CEO on Instagram. You're welcome to go follow me there. And I got all the same content. I'm just pouring it out, giving it to you guys. And so essentially your CMB, right? So customer, middleman, and business. And I only want you to be the middleman. I don't want you to change that. I don't want you to think about doing work. I don't want you to do any of that. I only want you to be the middleman. Now, if this doesn't look familiar, then think about Uber. Uber does this, right? Uber finds a rider and a driver. We'll just put an R and then a driver. Then Uber says, hey, pick this person up here, drop them off here. And when that's done, Uber makes money in the gap, which is how Uber makes billions of dollars. And so we're just going to copy and paste. We're going to do the same thing they do. We're not going to overthink this. They already do it successfully. So I just want to know how you do it, right? And so this is how your business is going to operate. You're simply going to find a customer for a business and connect them and get paid in the gap. This is just matchmaking one-on-one, but from a business perspective, right? And that's all this is. So again, your business is going to look like this. You're going to learn three things. You're going to learn how to book the customer. That's all I need you to do. Book the customer. Then you're going to take a deposit from the customer, which is your money. And then you're going to dispatch the work to someone else. Let the ISP do the work, right? So you're going to book. This is going to be customer. This is where you get the customer info. So you're going to get the customer information. You're going to take your commission deposit. This is where you get paid. Money goes into your account. And then you're going to dispatch it. This is where the ISP gets all the information and does the work. So I'll walk you through the way it goes for us, right? And so I'm helping you guys. So I hope this makes sense. And but there's nothing wrong with getting. He talked about property management looking for monthly or annual contracts. Then what you are to then reach out to your ISPs, see what works for them, and then take out what works for you. And then you can do this residually each month. So every time the contract's paid, a portion of it goes to you. So if you want to do it that way, that's 100% fine. By the way, guys, if this is making sense to you, hit the thumbs up. That's the only way I know, or drop a question or comment so you can learn what I'm trying to teach you about the business, right? So again, the days of working hard, I never think about doing any work. I only think about getting customers for people who already do the work. Does that make sense? I was talking to a friend the other day, and he was like, "Hey, you got to learn about this Chat GPT is taking off doing this." And he was like, "But it takes a while to learn." I was like, "Why would I do that? Why would I try to learn it when there are people who already know it?" Right? I like my time. I don't want to go out and do all the work. If there's somebody who already knows it, let them do the work. I'll pay them to teach me how to do it. I like shortcuts. I don't want to learn everything. I just want to learn how to do the thing I need to do so that I can put myself in the best position possible. Somebody said hi. Let's see. Is it Allie? Somebody said hi. Hey, what's up? So, but again, if you guys just jumped in or jumped onto the stream, what I'm trying to do is teach you how to use your smartphone, whether it's iPhone, Android, does not matter. I just want to teach you how to use it to make money, right? So everybody can't be rich. That's fine. But everybody can make passive income using their smartphone, right? So why not figure out a way to use the phone to make money? So if you can make an extra 2,000, 3,000, that ain't going to make you rich. But if you make an extra $2,500 a month using only your phone without having to go to work or to a different job, to me, that's a win, right? That's a win-win. I'm doing it again. That's how I feel about it, right? And so that's what we're going to focus on as we go grow and try to build our business. So for everybody who's jumped on, hit thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. You can follow me at Middleman CEO on the other platforms, including Twitter or X, whatever they're calling it. And it'll always be Twitter to me, right? So, and if you want to jump in the course is on sale, middlemanceo.com. Hit join, and you can jump in the course. And I got a great gift for you. If you jump in the course now, not only is it on sale, somebody saying 100, I appreciate the love. Not only is it on sale, but I will give you one-on-one coaching with me. I won't be able to do that for long because people are buying the course, getting into the class. And there's no way I'm going to be able to do one-on-one at some point. It's just going to be too many students. But for right now, if you jump in, I'll be your coach and your mentor and help you build the business. So, and that's what I do. I want to do it anyway. I just know that eventually I won't be able to get to everybody. So, but right now you can jump in and I'm going to spend some time with you. The way I do it now is I give you a week to complete the course because the course is 6 hours. And as soon as you complete the course, you and I set up some type of schedule. I find out, hey, what industry are you going into? All right, perfect. All right, do we know our numbers? How are we looking? How many contractors can we go ahead and get? Do you know anybody? Blah, blah, blah. Hey, how do you get incentives, right? How do you get the customer to work for you? Right? How do you do this? How many times you need to post each day? What do you need to post? Are we doing free advertisement, paid advertisement? And there's nothing wrong with free advertisement up front because the reason I say that's okay is because you don't want to get bombarded and you're just learning your business. Does that make sense? So if you can go 30 days, just taking it slow, even 60 or 90 days, take it slow, learn your business, learn how it works, learn how it's structured, learn how it flows. Hey, if a customer asks this, I say this. If a customer does this, I do this. Here's how I invoice to get paid, blah, blah, blah. Spend 30, 60, 90 days learning your business. If you close a customer a day, That's fine, right? But one day you're gonna be getting a lot of calls and you're gonna be getting blown up. You don't want to learn your business then. You want to learn while you're starting and then turn up into paid advertisement. I almost don't recommend like going too fast. Somebody asks about multiple industries. My thing is learn your business first and then start moving into multiple industries. Once you do that, you'll know how to transgress into multiple or transition into multiple industries. Because if you start off with multiple industries, now you're in this industry, that industry, you got customers coming from everywhere. My advice is just don't do that. My advice is pick an industry, start in that industry, spend 6 months or so, learn the business. Now that you got the blueprint, you can go do any industry you want. Once I finally learned what I was doing, because I didn't, you guys are blessed. I didn't have anybody teaching me how to start a middleman business in 2020. I was straight up winging it, straight up making mistakes. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just trying to figure it out. And as I learned more and more, hey, the next year, because my first year, I made 77 grand in the first year, 2020. And I didn't even know what I was doing. But after that first year, I was like, wait a minute. I was looking at the Stripe account. I was like, wait a minute. Now that I know what I'm doing, I could turn up. And my wife was like, go all in. Bam. So I went all in. So from 77 grand first year, this year, 2024, my goal is 350,000 for the year, right? And it's still not a million, but who cares? I still live how I want to live at 350,000. What could your life look like at 350,000, right? But it took me a little while to get there, but you don't even have to get there. Imagine your life making an extra 5,000 a month just on your phone. You could keep your job. It's not going to take away from that. You get to tell the customer how to contact you and when. It's up to you. You control everything, right? So somebody said the percentage. By the way, if you have a question or comment, better drop it now. I got a meeting coming up, and if I don't see it, I'm not going to be able to respond to it. Let's see, vary from 15 to 20%, or just the deposit amount would be a profit. Here's why I teach you the deposit system. I know there are companies out there, and I don't know why they do this. There are companies out there who, I guess they love risk and they love dealing with customers. I try to not have to deal with customers. I try to pass the liabilities and the customer work on to the ISP, the contractor who does the work. So the way I do that is I don't want to be involved in the entire job. I simply want to book the job, dispatch the job, and I'm done. I don't want to be, so a lot of people, they will wait until the end of the job to get a lump sum and then try to take a percentage. That's not what I teach you. I teach you take your money up front and go. Don't do any of the work. Don't worry about that. If the contractor goes out and make a lot of money, good for them. They'll be back to you begging you for more work. That means more money for you, right? But if you get involved in the whole process and take a percentage, it's up to you. I just don't recommend it. Now you're a part of the entire process, which means that the customer is going to want to talk to you if there's any issues, any problems, anything, because now you're a part of the end balance. So you're essentially a part of the entire job. I don't want to be a part of the entire job. So here's what happens. Whenever I go out, somebody put a comment, do you need insurance? Absolutely. I actually teach you the insurance part as in the training. You're going to need insurance, not expensive, because you don't have trucks, you don't have equipment, you're not moving people, and you don't even have employees. It's just you. But that's the beauty of it. So you're going to need insurance to be able to dispatch work. I help you. Well, I don't help you get it, but I show you how to do it. It's very easy. And it depends on the industry you get, that insurance is going to be for that industry. So for mine in moving, I'll need like basic liability insurance, very, very cheap. And then I'll need some other insurances like to protect me and the person I agree with, like my contractors. So, and that's it. And that's just to protect you, but the insurance ain't expensive. You might probably on average, based on insurances for doing certain industries, you might spend $100 a month. So insurance is not going to be expensive. And every state is different. Every industry is different. That's why I can't tell you exactly which one. Just depends on what you do. So for us, we might have cargo insurance. Cargo insurance might be $75 a month. And then you might have liability insurance for yourself and your business. That might be another $50 a month. So insurance for this stuff ain't going to be hard because there's no equipment and there's no staff. There's no danger of the roof collapsing. You don't even need an office. You can work out of Starbucks. I work out of my home office. I don't even have an office. And so I hope that answered your question, Greg. And so, but again, all I want to do is teach you three things. I want to teach you, number one, how to book jobs. So I'm going to teach you how to go out and grab a customer. Because if I'm seeing this, the first thing I'm asking is, where do I get a customer? Right? So I'm going to teach you how to go and get customers. Right? So if you don't have a bunch of money for marketing, that's fine. I'm going to teach you how to get customers without having to spend money on marketing. Now, I will say, as you grow, yes, you should spend money on marketing. Right? But I always say, because Kurt asked earlier about marketing, let the business prove itself first. That's just the way I think, right? Let the business prove itself. So before you go out there and spend, I got to have this big budget for marketing. No, don't do that. Go out, do some organic marketing, telling people, talking to people, posting online, let the customers reach out to you, spend money with you, and then you take a portion of that money. So if a customer spends $250 with you, all right, I'll take 100 of that and then put that into paid marketing to bring me more customers. Makes sense? But it didn't cost me anything to get that customer. Does that make sense? Somebody hit the thumbs up if this is making sense. If it's not making sense to you, please let me know in the comments. I keep checking the time because I'm gonna have to get out for here soon. But I do want to bless you guys as much as I possibly can. So if you don't mind, drop the comment, drop the question, and let me know. Hit thumbs up, guys. If you're somebody who feels like, hey, financially, I need to do better. I need to get it together so I can live the life that I want. Most people live the life that they have to. That ain't fun. You, if you're like me, you want to live the life you want to live. I want to eat what I want to eat, go where I want to go, travel where I want to travel, live where I want to live. Right? And I know I can't do it if my life is tied to a paycheck. Then I'm on pins and needles because if anything happens to that paycheck, it's going to disrupt my whole life. Somebody said, Fire, you're amazing. Hey, I appreciate it. I'm about to call downstairs, get my wife to come up to this office and read that. and I got a great wife. My wife, this is a true story, man. When I had my moving business, because I physically was doing moving from 2017 to 2020. And that's when we moved from South Louisiana to here in Dallas. And we had a little money, put up stuff, but I was wearing down. And I was like, man, I don't want to do this anymore. By the way, I wrote a book called Ready, Set, Wealth, where I teach you everything I learned about money. I'll give a free copy of that book to somebody right now if you can guess my age. If you can guess my age, free copy of Ready, Set, Wealth. I'm not making this up. I really wrote this book. I wrote this book about me being homeless in 2017 and then how I learned to make money. And then I wrote a bunch of cool stuff. It's a great personal finance book. So whether you need it or somebody you know, the book's normally $25. You're welcome to buy it. But if you could guess my age, I give it to you for free. And so what happened is we moved here in 2020 to Dallas. Didn't want to do the physical work. It was wearing me out. I'm talking about body aches, pain, stuff like that. Then we had 2 young kids here. So we got Weston, he's 3. And now we have Renly, she's 10 months. And I was like, all right, I want to be healthy to play with these kids and move around. I don't want to do the physical part no more. Let's sell the truck, sell everything. And I had no idea what I was going to do next. I spent January through April scratching my head going, what in the world am I going to do? I don't want to go back into moving. And somebody said in your mid 40s, that's the first guess. Give me a number, guys. I'll give you a clue. I'm not less than 34. So, and you only get one guess. And so what happened is, I was like, I got to figure out something. I don't want to do moving. So what am I going to do? And then customers kept calling. Somebody put a good guess. Not there yet though. Customers kept calling, and the customers were like, hey, if you, the customers were calling here in Dallas saying, hey, I need movers. And I wasn't touching anything. I had made up my mind. I was done. So Greg put 43. I got a 36 on there. You guys are getting close, man. Y'all right around there. I saw a comment I forgot to read. Are we able to do subcontracts in states we currently do not reside? Oh, that's a good question. Oh my God. Please don't let me forget that while I'm sharing this story. Greg, don't let me forget that, please. And so, because I want to go back to that. That's a great question. And so I'm sitting here and I'm trying to figure stuff out, living here in Dallas, bought a house, lives changing, got a little money in, like, all right, we got to figure something out. And so what happened, 38's pretty close, 43 pretty, yeah, you guys are getting it. And you only get one guess, and then I'll tell you. And so doing all of that, trying to figure stuff out, customers were still hitting me up. And I was like, hey, I got a friend. I'll send the work to him. And that's how I got started. I didn't even know what I was doing. I just kind of got walked into this. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to start taking deposits. And I started taking deposits. My average deposit was $150. That's how I made 77 grand. But to be honest with you, some days when I was doing it, some days I was making 12, 1300 that day. And then some days I make 300. So it was kind of up and down. I'm not going to lie to you and fluff you. I'm going to tell you the truth. So it was up and down, but this isn't moving, right? So moving's kind of seasonal. Sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's not, but in a year, I felt good about it. And again, my goal this year is once we knock that out, I got a crazy goal for next year. I just want to hit 500,000, but that's just me. Still not $1 million a year. But I always tell you, you don't have to do that. But everybody's not going to be rich. Everybody's not going to be successful. Reason being is because people won't invest in themselves. People follow the crowd. People care too much about what other people think about them. I'm telling you, that is my gift that I don't give a you know what. Because when I was down and I was struggling and I had nothing, when I was homeless in 2017 for the third time in my life, nobody was trying to pick me up. Nobody was calling to offer me anything. Nobody was saying, hey man, don't be sleeping in public parks. Come stay here. There wasn't anybody reaching out and trying to pick me up. And so now I don't care what anybody think. I only focus on myself and my family and those around me. My family knows this. I'm only focused on those around me. If I got to think about what you think about me, I'm not going to get anything done. I'll let you do all the thinking, right? I'll do all the working. You do all the thinking. You do all the gossiping. You trauma bond. You do everything you want. I got a family and some kids I want to take care of. Just in case anything happens to me, I want to make sure they're good and they can live the best life they can live. That's how I'm thinking, right? And so now I get on here and I say, hey, let me tell you something. It's okay to have your job. 38's a good guess. Now I get on here and say, hey, it's okay to have your job. I'm not telling you quit. What I am telling you, and I'm warning you, that these jobs ain't loyal, just like Chris Brown said. These jobs ain't loyal, and you got to change your life. You cannot wake up every morning and put your future, your family's future and yours in job security. They are trying to lay you off ASAP. Somebody just added some technology, some AI to their business. I don't know if it was UPS or somebody, and they just laid off 10,000 managers. All these managers went to bed Sunday night thinking they had a job the next day. I promise you, these jobs are about bottom lines. They are not about you. If the numbers don't look right, somebody's got to go, always. And so what you need to understand is you need to protect you. You need to invest in you. Some of you go out there, you spend $250 on the weekend on an outfit and you look good. I give you credit. But after you wear that outfit, it's done. You had a moment. Now that moment's passed. Now snap back to reality, right? Oop, there goes your opportunity, right? And so now you're in a position where you can't even put yourself in, you can't even change your life financially. I've been there, done that. Greg said, I'm homeless now. Man, I'm certainly sorry to hear that, Greg. I've been there, done that. So I empathize with you. But I just want to tell you this. Although you're in that situation now, you got to understand this, brother. Life is seasonal. Everything is seasonal, and we don't even control it. It's just the way it is. So whatever season it is you're going through right now, Greg, that's not for you to stay in. Seasonal is for things to pass. The only reason we have time in this world is to transition. Otherwise, there'd be no reason to watch the clock, no reason to map out the days. And so, whatever you're going through, Greg, again, I've been there, done that, brother. You have got to change the way you look at everything, right? So, you've got to wake up and go, all right, I'm in this temporarily. It ain't permanent. Everything's seasonal. So, I know I got to pass from this. Now, the question is, what can I do to pass quickly out of this, right? So, where can I put myself in a position to change my life? What can I do now? When I was there and I was looking up at the sky or checking vacant apartments, trying to figure out how in the world can I sleep tonight and get out of here so I don't get arrested for trespassing and get my life together, right? And then I was like, here's an opportunity. I know how to move boxes. I'm going to ask somebody if they need help. And that's how I started making any money. And I've never been broke since, right? And so my advice to you, Greg, is to put yourself in a position to where you can change your life completely. And then, yeah, like you said, you can be a testimony where you can look back and help others. Because my experience, even though I was the one who went through it, even though I was the one looking up at the sky, even though I was the one locking public restrooms from the inside so that nobody would come in and catch me trying to sleep all night, what I went through wasn't for me. What I went through was for you and for everybody else who would ever go through it. Because that was a gift for me. Even though it's hard, I was blessed because I was in a position where it only affected me, right? So I didn't bring anybody else. That would have been an even harder situation where I brought other people with me. But the things that I learned from that experience gave me fruit. And now, one thing I always know is that the tree, you and I, these testimonies, the tree never eats its own fruit. What we go through in life belongs to somebody else. The talents we're given, the trials that we go through, they don't always belong to us. They're for everybody else, right? So you go through something, your job is to share it with somebody else and bless them. See, I told you it wasn't yours. I told you the fruit wasn't yours. I told you that the trial wasn't for you. It was for somebody else. So a lot of times we think that, hey, we're going through hard times and this is all about us. A lot of times it's not. Sometimes you're just a messenger, and you got to go through this so you can share with somebody else, and it's going to bless them. Right? So my advice to you, man, figure out, hey, what I want to do, what I want my life to look like. Look forward, don't look back, don't even look in the present. Whatever you're looking at, it's temporary, I promise you. Nothing in this world can ever stay the same. It must move. It must move. That's why we have seasons. Seasons transition us as we go. Thank God for seasons, because we have some up seasons, we have some down seasons. My advice, when you're down, prepare for the ups. When you're up, prepare for the downs. Sometimes in life, we don't control everything, and we got to understand that, and we got to be okay with it, right? It'll save you a lot of heartache and a lot of trouble when you just look at the circumstance and go, there was nothing I can do about that. I've been through hurricanes in the South lots of times, lost everything. And I'm like, I didn't do that. Good Lord did that. That's his work. Whatever he says, hey, that's good. The next question is, what do I do next? So for you, brother, Gregory, going through that issue, and I pray for you, brother, that everything's going to work out. But this ain't the end for you. It's just the beginning. So I always say, look, in the kingdom of God, there ain't no coincidence. You're not on this channel because you just happen to be here, right? You're on this channel because something on this channel is for you that's supposed to elevate you, right? God doesn't want us struggle life. I always tell that, and I get a lot of harsh feedback, but I'm just telling you, no, God didn't design everybody to be rich. Everybody can't handle riches, but he didn't design everybody to be struggling either. Right. And so using like our testimonies, our experiences, it's to bless others. So what I've been through, I can look at you, Greg, and say, hey, man, look, I've been there, done that. I know it's tough, brother. But look, the most important thing is don't give up, get up, right? Don't give up, just get up. I promise you, everything you need to have the life you dream of, you already have the equipment to do it. It has to be. Otherwise, it wouldn't even be fair for you to dream. If God gave you a dream and a vision with no equipment, that would be unfair. Because you could say, God, how am I going to be in the NBA? I'm 5'7", 180 pounds. Got a nice little mid-range jump shot, but other than that, what we talking about, right? And so, but God ain't give me that vision because I don't have the equipment to do that. And so God gave it to LeBron James where he's 6'8", 250 and running like a horse, right? But if LeBron James, even though he got all the gifts and the talent, if he don't go out and work those things, we got nothing. He's just another guy, 6'8", bagging groceries. Nothing's wrong with that. I'm just saying he wouldn't be where he's supposed to be. So you have the ability to change your life, man. Everything that you need, Greg, you already got the tools. It was given to you before you even got into this world. You had the supplies. Now, like me, you haven't utilized them correctly. And I ain't here to beat you up. I'm just here to say you know better because I knew better. You got the reason you're sitting there going, man, I know this is for me. I know I got to change. The reason you're doing that and feeling that way is because you know you haven't reached your full potential. And that's okay. We never reach our full potential. Never. But as long as we're on the way, we're successful. So whatever you're going through, brother, whatever you're dealing with, look, God bless you. I know everybody on here is behind you, supporting you and praying for you. I know it's going to work out. You just keep pushing, man. This ain't the end. This is the beginning of your story. In fact, I just told you whenever I started my story in 2017, the first thing I told you was I was homeless. Look at me now. Not that I'm great, not that I'm rich, right? I want to be. I don't shy away from saying that. I love to make $1 million a year. My wife like these amazing kitchens and these ridiculous closets where you got to use a ladder. I don't even know why, because in my house, we got a big closet, but my stuff's probably, and then I'm losing that space. And we're not even going to talk about the vanity area. I'm pushed all into the corner now. My toothbrush barely hanging on to the side. But I'm just being honest with you that in 2017, I was homeless. By the end of 2017, I'll say it this way. I never had less than $30,000 in the bank ever in my whole life. So, and that ain't rich. And I don't get on here and tell you guys to be rich. I just get on here and say, you can do whatever you want to do. It's just up to you. Nobody's going to stop you. Nobody's holding you down. You're in a tough situation. Okay, got you. Some things ain't go right. You probably made some bad decisions. I'm be honest with you. I'm a parent. I'm going to keep it real. Right? I ain't going to sugarcoat it. I don't really care about hurting your feelings. I care about getting you motivated and getting you moving. Right? So I ain't going to show up and pat you on the back. I'm not that friend and be like, hey, it ain't your fault. No. That's not me. I'm going to show up and say, hey, you made some mistakes on the way. You had some bumps on the road. That's the bad news. The good news is that stuff is behind you. Now you can focus on what's in front of you. Here's what I need you to do. Get up and move. That's what we need to be telling each other. Get up and move. Move towards your goal. You know you got it in you. Right? Everybody's waiting for your fruit. Well, I want my own fruit. No, the tree don't eat its own fruit. It ain't for you. Somebody's dependent on that fruit. You need to get up and go. Right? Whatever I do, it ain't for me. It's for my family. They're dependent on me. So I need to get fruit produced. Hey, it's going to take some work. I got it. I'm willing to do it because it's for them. I might quit on me, but I ain't going to quit on them. So I always keep that in perspective, man. So God bless you. Keep going. Don't take no for an answer. Look, learn how to start a business. That's why you're on this channel. Learn how to start a business from your phone. You got your phone. You're watching this. You could be in business. Learn how to do it. I'll help you as much as I can. Right? You could always reach out to me. For everybody who gets in the masterclass, I give you a week to finish the course, 6 hours. And once you complete it, I reach out to you via email, and then we set up meetings so I can help you all along the way as long as I can. Right? But I can't always do it because I know we're going to pile up on students and I just won't have the time. But right now I can help as many as I can. But just praying for you, Greg. Keep going, man. Somebody said I'm going to spend my last on your course, man. I appreciate it, but it ain't never your last. It ain't never your last. If you serve the Lord I serve, you live in abundance. He ain't never ran out of nothing, especially grace. So don't have that attitude that, and I know you're not being mean or anything. I'm just saying, never think like this is my last. No, this is a seed. You plant the seed. The seed's going to produce a tree. Does take some work to make that tree grow. Need some things. Need some water, need some tending to, needs to be in a fertile ground, right? And so once you do that, that tree is designed to produce fruit. You ever saw an apple tree grow that does not produce apples? Even the tree knows its assignment. And it won't ever step out of bounds. You won't ever go out there in the winter and pick apples. Won't ever be there. Won't ever be there because the tree understands where it belongs and when it is to produce and what it is to produce. Same thing with us. We're seasonal too. We might not think of it that way, but we're seasonal because we don't control every aspect of life. I'm having a great life today. Tomorrow it can be disrupted by something I have no control over, right? But my job is to prepare for the ups when I'm down, prepare for the downs when I'm up, and just trust that, hey, I don't have control of everything. That's the beauty of it. I don't have to. I just trust that he does, and I'll follow him. Hey, what he said he got it. I'm good with that. And I'll roll. Hey, something's gonna happen. I know. I can't change everything. I can't control everything. It's gonna be some sad days. I know. I know it's coming, but I'm gonna just trust that he got control of it, right? And I'll just leave it at that. So, but you're here not by coincidence. You're here intentionally, and you're here to learn how to change your life. So it ain't ever your last. That's why the course ain't expensive. I know it can be worth more. I know it can make you money. It's made me money. I know what it could do. But for a lot of people, a $5,000 course is too much. A $1,000 course could be difficult. So let's make it fair so that you can get your money back ASAP and still have your business, right? So I know I got a couple comments. I'll try to read through them. I got a few minutes left. Somebody said, let me scroll back. Somebody said, God bless. I appreciate that. Are you using paid advertising? All right, G Diggity. That's a cool name. So, and I got to go back to that question from earlier. I got to get back to that. So answering this real quick. G Diggity. In the beginning, as I teach you how to set up your business, you are welcome to use paid advertise. I don't recommend it. The reason I don't is because I want you through a probationary period of about 90 days to learn your business and not be overwhelmed. So if you run a paid advertisement on Google, for instance, right? And you learn that you go through the masterclass, you launch your business, you get a paid advertisement, say the industry you choose is house cleaning. Then all of a sudden your phone's blowing up, right? Now you're overwhelmed. You haven't learned your script. I help you with all that. You haven't learned how to set up your agreements with the customers or with the ISPs, the service professionals. And now you got so much going on, you get overwhelmed. I don't recommend that. I know people want to make money, but trust me, it's better to make a little money and learn your business than it is to make a lot of money and struggle in business because you won't be there long, right? So my advice, spend about 90 days or less. Some do 30, some do 60, but spend some time learning the business, get organic traffic up front, talk to people, share some content, business cards, post online, teach you how to do that stuff in the masterclass. That way you'll get, so, because say for instance, if you get 5 customer calls a day, now you're running through this, trying to match, trying to do all that. And that could be tough, right? But if you're getting 1 or 2 calls a day, all right, now you can kind of train yourself, right? All right, I know how to do this. The customer said that. I got an answer for that. Figured that part out. Oh, the customer asked about this. I need to go find that out. And now you just start learning your business. I always say, look, it's going to make money. Take your time and know your business so that you don't have issues as you grow. And then maybe after about 90 days, sure, jump into some paid advertisement because you'll be set up to handle the call flow. But if you do it early, you can get overwhelmed. That's just my recommendation. You don't have to do it that way. You're going to get calls without having to be overwhelmed. My advice, learn your business. Somebody asked earlier too, they were like, how many industries can I get into? Again, don't overwhelm yourself. Learn your business first, then you can branch out. I only did one at first, even though I'm in two now and going to three. I only started with one. Somebody put a question up there. I got to go back to it. Somebody said, I followed you on Instagram, Middleman CEO. Appreciate that. Speaking facts, appreciate that. Let's see. Somebody said, I want to get into this, bro. I need a mentor. How much? Poor kid, are you talking about the Middleman CEO Masterclass? Because the Masterclass is online. You could go to middlemanceo.com and grab it. Let's see. You guys got some awesome comments. There's one I got to get back to. I got to find it. All right. You guys did great guessing my age, but nobody hit it. Free book if you can guess my age. Somebody, Kurt said, are some industries harder than others to start? Remember this, Kurt, whenever you do pick an industry, it's not really hard. The reason being is because your job is just to learn this. You're not doing any of the work. So I don't think about it being hard, because if you say, well, I'm going to get into roof repair. Well, I don't know anything about doing roofs, and I'm not about to learn. I just know there's a roofing company who needs a customer, and I'll go do that. I'll go get the customer, take a deposit, dispatch the work to them. They do whatever they do. Right? And so none of it's going to be hard, because you only learn these three things. Now, in the masterclass, I'll walk you through about 10 steps, all this together. But the gist of it is simply book a customer, take a deposit, and then dispatch it. That's really all it is you're going to do. And that's all I do. Right? There's another question. I got to get back to it. Let's see. It was a great question. Who asked it? Let's see. Okay, Greg asked it. He said, are we able to do subcontracts in states where we currently don't reside? Great question. So I told you about my cleaning service. So I have jumping jack movers. I have jumping jack cleaners. My cleaning service, well, my moving service is here where I live in Dallas. I do dispatching all over DFW. My cleaning service is in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, I haven't been to Jacksonville in 10 years, right? But my cleaning service is in Jacksonville, Florida, because that's where my contractors are, right? So I can scale in any market. All I have to do is have the LLC. I'll walk you through all that stuff. Have the LLC, have the insurance, and then I can branch into any market with cleaning. I can literally start a cleaning business in San Francisco today just by meeting their requirements to start a business, LLC, EIN, stuff like that, done. And then I just promote the business. Hey, who needs a quote for cleaning? Book that customer. Hey, a deposit is due up front. Get that deposit. Hey guys, I got a customer Saturday, 2 a.m. Who wants it? I'll take it. Dispatch, done. So you can start a business in any state. You don't have to be there. And that's one of the great parts of growing, of building and growing a business like this, is that you don't have to be anywhere in particular to have a successful middleman business, right? Think about it. Uber is a company that's based in California. Well, Uber has drivers in Florida, in Arizona, Louisiana, here in Texas, everywhere, right? And so how does Uber do that? Well, Uber doesn't have to have anything physical to do that. See, Uber took all the physicality away. Well, you need a car. No, we don't. There are people who already have cars, right? And so Uber said, I'll borrow them. I'll borrow the driver and the car, and then I'll sell it to a customer, right? And then Airbnb comes along and says, I'll borrow your house and your bed, and I'll sell it to one of my customers. And this is the same thing. You're going to borrow all the ISP's talent. They have the trucks. They have the equipment. They have the tools. They have the experience. They have everything you need. Well, if they're willing to do all the work, why would I put myself in a position to do the work? Here's what I know they need. Every business needs customers. So I'm going to spend my time and my resources finding you customers, right? And then I'm going to get paid when I find that customer. I'm not going to wait on you to pay me. I'm going to make the customer pay me. I'm paid. Whatever's left goes to you. So for instance, it might look like this whenever we book a job, right, with the moving service. Because my goal is to teach you to always get an average of $150 per deposit commission. So it's a 150 DC deposit commission. I want you to get that or as close to that as possible. Now it can vary. There were days when I started off, I was taking $50, and there were days when I was getting $500. So it varies as you learn to grow your business. And so don't worry about the fact that it'll vary. Make sure you guys can see me. It does vary sometimes, but the goal is to keep you somewhere close to this, right? So if you close 2 calls in a day, just 2 calls, you make $300. You might be like me, work 5 days a week. Now that's $1,500 in a week, right? $6,000 for the month, which is $72K for the year. This is about what I did my first year. Still not bad. $72,000, $6,000 a month for a year using only your phone without having to go to work. To me, that's a win-win, do it again, right? And I love win-win, do it again. So essentially, I'm going to teach you how to try to get about 150 on average. You're going to take that 150 and it's going to go into your business. And then that 150 is going to fund your business going forward, right? So I want to teach you how to build that business in spite of what industry that you want to get into. Then this is designed to not only bless you, because I'm not going to tell you, I'm not a guy that's going to tell you to quit your job, start a business. I know there's a lot of that fluff. Look, I got integrity. I got to sleep at night. I'm not going to teach you anything I wouldn't teach my kids. And so I want you, my goal is if you have a job, keep your job. In your part-time, your spare time on lunch, you're going to do this. So if you're working, you take a break, you got a 30-minute break, then you might have advertised on Facebook, somebody DM'd you. This is just starting out. And then somebody DM'd you and said, hey, I'd like to get a quote, right? So this is how it looks for us. So a customer, we put out information for a customer to get a quote, right? And it doesn't have to cost anything. I might just jump online and say, and put a picture and say, hey, moving service, great quotes anywhere, DFW, DM me for quote right now. That's it. And these customers hit me up and say, hey, I'm moving on this day. What do you cost, right? And so we don't want to talk about price. That's why I give you my script, my template, right? Mine is for the moving industry and the cleaning industry. But if you choose another one, we just kind of break it down, take what we need out of it, and make the script transition to your industry. But so you're gonna get a script, whether they want to text you, call you, or email you. That's fine. You get the template from me. I'm telling you, all this, you're gonna be ready to start your business when you finish the course. And so a customer might call me and say, hey, Shon, I just want to get a quick quote for moving. Can you help me? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, absolutely. And so what I'll do when the customer contact me, the first thing I'm going to do is get the information from the customer, whether it's text, because the customer can call you, they can text you. A lot of them like to text now, so you don't really talk to everybody, or they can email you because a lot of people are busy during the day. So they might text you and say, hey, saw your ad, need a quote. And then you just go ahead and give them the quote information, and you'll have a script that'll walk you through it. Hey, I'm Shon with such and such. Love to give you a quote. By the way, before I give you the best quote possible, let me get a little information from you about what you need. All right. And now we're capturing info. So the customer's going to request a quote. I'm going to capture info. Once I capture info, I'm going to go ahead and book the customer, right? I'm going to say, hey, we're good for that day at this time. Does that work for you? Yes. Perfect. By the way, there's a small deposit amount that's due. Where can I invoice you? Because I use Stripe. There are other platforms. Whenever I was starting out, I was getting deposits through Cash App, Venmo. I was doing them all. But I recommend you set up a merchant account. But if you can't do it, then you could Cash App, you could Venmo, you could Zelle, you could do those things now. But eventually, you want to try to set up an account. And so you'll capture the deposit. So now the 150 on average comes to me. I got 150, right? And so now I know that in my industry, the movers, they want to make $100 an hour, right? Doesn't matter to me because I'm going to take the 150 out. And then I'm going to contact the movers and say, I'm not even going to ask them if they're willing to work for it. I'm going to say, hey, I got a job on March 1st, 2024, 7 a.m. Here's the info. Share that with them. Who wants it? And then since I got about 15 ISP service providers, somebody's going to reach out and say, I'll take it. And then as soon as that person takes it, then it's dispatched to them that because they're already a part of my network. We've already signed an agreement, and I'll walk you through that, and you get my agreement samples that contractor works for me when they do jobs for me, and they are to abide by my guidelines. And I got it. I dispatch this, they go off and do it. Not even just a couple of days ago, one of the guys reached out to me, one of the movers, was like, hey man, because this was our first time working together. He was like, hey, just want you to know, follow up. And I love when they do this because that tells me they're professional. Because he doesn't have to reach out to me, but he reached out to me. He's like, hey, following up, just let you know the move went smooth. The customer was very happy. We're excited, man, ready to work with you. Let us know as soon as anything else comes out, right? And so as soon as more moves come out, it can flow right into them. So I know my money's safe because there's somebody to do the job, right? I got someone who's out in Atlanta, my guy Norman, and Norman's doing pressure washing. Do the pressure wash. He middlemans for people that pressure wash. And he told me that he's taking an average of 125 for every pressure washing job he books. And he only been out of the course he's only been out on his own for 1 week. Took the course 2 weeks ago. This is his first week just past that he's out on his own. If this is making sense to you guys, hit thumbs up or let me know in the comments. And he's on pace because we did the numbers the other night. I told you, I'm not like a bunch of the other mentors and coaches. I don't just leave you hanging. I believe in this. I do this. I want to hear about your success stories. I want to hear about how you're winning too, right? And so he's on pace this month to make $3,000 in his first month. Now, that ain't gonna make you rich, right? And it ain't 100,000 a year. It ain't any of that. He's only on pace to do 36,000 this year, 3,000 for the first month, but it ain't bad. $3,000 for the first month? You kidding me? This dude from his house, I said, man, what's the best part about doing this? You know what he told me? Spending more time with his daughter. That's the best thing about it. That's freedom. This gives you freedom. You don't have to be at an office. I can literally shut this video down, go work out, go hit the gym, go fishing, go learn golf, do whatever I want to do, because the money is made through the phone. I don't have to be home. I don't have to do anything. The money's made through the phone. I might work on this, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes a day, because all I do is get up, post. Everything I teach you is what I do. I get up, post, bam, work. The post goes out. Somebody reaches out, just a small advertising. A lot of times I don't even have to because I've been doing it for a while. The word is already out. And so people will see my information, reach out, need to get a quote, book that. Hey, a deposit is due? Sure. How can I pay it? Yeah, invoice there. The invoice is there. I've awakened in the morning, like the next morning, $300 in my account, $500 in my account, just from customers paying while I was sleeping. Because once you invoice them, you give them 24 hours. Now, you want to get that sense of urgency, but a lot of times customers are at work, they get off from work, they got kids, they completely forget. And it may be the next morning, they may pay this thing at 2:00 in the morning. And they get up because they already got the confirmation email that's reminding them to pay it. So they might see it late, get up, pay it overnight. Then when you wake up in the morning, your money's there. So guys, this is the future. No more having to work hard for money. All we got to do is this, right? So let me see. Let's see. Gregory said, are we able to do subcontracting stay? Yep. Thank you. Last question. Do we need a website to get started? So Greg, that's a great question. Whenever I started, I didn't have a website. I just used Facebook. So there's a couple ways you can do it. You can use Facebook, and just create like a Facebook page, and then you could promote from there. And then you could do the same thing on your other social media platforms. Here's why websites work. It just depends on what you have a website for. Here's why I don't think you always need a website, because and I hope this makes sense. I'm gonna share this with you real quick, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. By the way, while I'm doing this, and this is probably gonna be the last thing I'm gonna do, and I know it's gonna bless you, but while I'm setting this thing up to show you real quick about the website, if you want to get the course, go right now to middleman, one word, CEO.com. Click join. I've set it up to where the course that's originally $500, you're going to see the $500 mark on there. And soon it's going to be more than that. It's going to double, because I'm pouring all this information in, and it's changing people, helping them to make money. I just told you about my guy in Atlanta, Norman, $3,000 for the on pace to do $3,000 for the first month. Come on, it's going to bless you. So, but the course is going to go up. But right now, if you get the course, right, it's gonna be a 6-hour course for sure, and you're gonna get some one-on-one coaching where I'm gonna reach out to you. Right? I'm not going to leave you hanging. I'm going to be there with you. But I promise you, I won't be able to do this forever because it's going to be too many students. But go to middlemanceo.com, grab the course. Somebody said, nice website. Grab the course ASAP. It's on sale. It's not going to be on sale for long. It's going to the regular price. But I do want you guys to have it. You're blessed to be here to even get all this information I'm pouring out to you right now. The reason being is because I didn't know if I would be able to do this live today. So please go get that course, get it. I'm going to get an alert. As soon as I get the alert, you're going to have access to part one, part two, part three. Please take your time, go through it, take all the notes you need, write down any questions you might have. And then after that, when you complete the course, you and we're going to do some one-on-one training where I'm going to be in my office on this board saying, all right, what's your industry? All right, where are you located? What's your market look like? All right, here's what we need to do to get you 10 customers right now. And then we're going to go. So if I can teach you how to get 10 customers, even if you get one, just think about this. Even if you get one customer a day on an average of 150, right? That's still what? $4,500 a month? Oh my gosh. There were jobs I didn't make that working hard. So I would love to do this, but it's up to you how often you want to work. I just do Monday through Thursdays. I take off Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. I have my reasons for doing that. But hey, I like to make money. I like to enjoy life. But making money without enjoying life, there's nothing that you can do with the money if you don't use it to enjoy life. Because money's a tool. You're supposed to make it here, then use the money to get great experiences in life. So somebody said, fire, nice website. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys grab the course while it's on sale. It's going to go up very, very quickly. I would just give you a heads up. The course is eventually going to go up to $1,000. The course is going to be $997. And I'm being straight up honest with you. That's why I'm telling you guys, grab it. Because when I finish adding the rest of this content, it's going to regular price. And I can't even promise I can do one-on-one, but you can get one-on-one now if you go quickly. All right, so just to answer the question real quick, do you need a website? Here's why you don't necessarily need a website day one. Whenever you promote, you're going to promote your business like this. Who, what, I should, this is so simple when it comes to marketing. They should teach this in college. They won't let me teach it either, but I'm telling you, this will change people's lives. Who, what, and how. So 3 questions when it comes to marketing your business. And those questions are who, what, and how. And the reason I like these questions for the person who asked about the website. So the answer is you can have a website. There's nothing wrong with that, but you don't necessarily need to have a website. So if you don't have the budget, fine, don't invest in a website. But if you have the budget, you want to get a website, look, number one, you just need a landing page. Customers ain't reading all that cute stuff. They just want to know 3 things. They want to know who you are, what you do, and then how to contact you. The who you are is your business name. So I'll use mine for an example. My business is Jumping Jack, right? So my business name, I'll just put JJ, Jumping Jack. What do? We're movers. And then how? That's going to be my contact information. So if you want the customer to call you, put your phone number. If you want the customer to email you, put your email. If you want the customer to text you, put text here and the phone number. The reason we do it this way, 1, 2, 3, and this is the reason I say you don't necessarily need a website. Because when you put out your promotional items, this is promo, and this is promo 101. So this is promo 101. When you put your information out, say you come out with a flyer, just a door flyer, something like that, right? And you put flyers out. All your flyer needs to have is who you are, company name, what you do, what do you do, and how to reach you. So ours look like the who, like what's your business name? Oh, spelled it wrong. But it's simply Jumpin' Jack. And then the what do you guys do? We're movers. So it's Jumpin' Jack Movers. And then you can reach us at this number, right? And that's all we do. And the reason we do it that way is because I understand that customers don't have a lot of time and they need to get access to you ASAP. And so we want them to get access to us ASAP, right? Hope you guys can see that. We want them to get access to us ASAP. So all we want to focus on who we are, what we do, how to reach us. So we want to get the customers a CTA ASAP, and that's just call to action. So we don't notice I didn't tell you to put your website up here, because if you put a website up here, the customer's going to see your phone number, but they're also going to see your website. And then they might skip your phone number and then go to your website. Now what? Now the customer has taken an extra step when they could have been talking to you. They could have been booking with you right now, paying their deposit. But now they're on your website doing all kind of stuff, researching, going up and down, scrolling, reading, whatever they do, right? So my advice, don't drive a customer to a place you don't want them to go. They can contact you and book you right away. Now, if your website has a booking thing on it right there, fine, you can kind of guide them. But I recommend customer reach out to me. If they need a quote, hey, come get that quote right now. I don't need you on my website. I need you texting me, emailing me, or calling me right now. And then we'll go through that. You want to see my website? I'll tell you what it is. But I'm not going to tell you in my initial promo because I need you to contact me so I can book you. So if that makes sense, that's why I say you don't necessarily need a website up front. You're welcome to get one, but there's not a lot of booking that's done in middlemaning on the websites. But I always feel like the faster you can get into a conversation with the customer, whether it be text, phone call, or email, the faster you could get them booked. Whereas they've been on my website, they might see something they don't like. They might not like the picture. They might not like how I dress. They may not like something about the website. They might click on the website, have a bad signal, and the website takes a while to load, and they completely just X out and never contact me. I want a call to action ASAP. If they find the website organically, fine. But I'm not going to direct them to it. I'm going to direct them to get on the phone with me so I can book them, right? So if you want a website, you're welcome to get one. My advice, don't recommend them to the website. Always try to get the booking so you can get paid. And you don't necessarily need a website from day one because you're going to guide them to call to action ASAP to contact you, right? Because think about it. If you have a website day one, what are you going to do with it? You don't want to guide them to it. You want to guide them to reach out to you. So you can take your time with your website. You could do it day one. It's up to you. I just recommend focus on getting the customers to reach out to you. If the customers want to see a website, just build a landing page and you're done. Hope that makes sense. Guys, I got to go. It's been a blessed day. Just giving you a heads up really, really quickly. Again, middlemanceo.com. Go to it. See the spelling, middlemanceo.com. Making money without doing any of the work. Go over there right now. Click join. Get the masterclass started immediately. And then you and we're going to do some one-on-one so I can help you grow your business. So I hope this blessed you. I know it did. It blessed me to be able to share it with you because this is what I do for a living. I can literally be on here all day long and never have to leave the office to go to work or anything. I could do this all day long. But there are some things I have to do. I was only planning on being on here for 30 minutes, and look how I went, right? So I got to get off. I got a meeting, and I'm 2 minutes late. So I got to go. I hope this bless you. Tell somebody else about the channel. Follow me on the other platforms, Middleman CEO. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up if you're ready to change your life and bless your life. Please don't wait. Don't put off success. Don't put off your future and what could potentially be in line for you, right? Use your smartphone to make money and change your life. It's what I do. It's what I want to teach you to do. Go to middlemanceo.com, click the join, Join, get the course, access to it immediately. Take about a week to go through it, write down all your questions, all your notes, perfect. And then you and I, we're going to, after you finish the course, only after, we're going to go ahead and do some one-on-one training. I won't always be able to do it this way, but for now I can if you go right now. All right, you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. And for those of you who are go-getters and ready to change your life, and I know you're on here, I'll see you in the masterclass training. Peace.